what's up? Welcome to another episode of I Wonder. In this episode I am going to talk about user interface. So without wasting any more time, let's start. So what is user interface? User interface is a space where humans and machines interact. So why this interaction is necessary? Now the interaction is necessary from the user's point of view so that the user can effectively operate and control the machine, and it is important for the machine point of view because the machine can get its feedback and help in the operator's decision making process. A user interface may be comprised of one or more layers, including a human-machine interface or the HMI. Now, HMI is an interface between the machine and physical input devices like keyboards, mouse, game pads, game controllers, microphones, etc. Additional interfaces can be based on human senses, like there is tactical UI based on human touch sense. Then we have gustatory UI based on human taste sense. Then we have cerebral UI based on human balance sense. Then we have olfactory UI based on human smell sense. We have auditory UI based on human sound sense. Now let's talk about the history of user interface. From the year 1945 to 1968, a rudimentary user interface known as the batch interface was used. Now what happened with the batch interface was the user had to specify all the task details in advance to the computer, and the computer used to process all those batch of tasks together, and the user used to collect the output from the computer at the end of the processing. Then came command line user interface from the year 1969, and it's still present now. Now what happens in command line user interface is the user specifies some commands to the computer in form of lines of text. You have already used command line in operating systems in Windows, then terminal in Linux operating system, and many other command line interfaces in various operating systems. What the user does is he or she specifies a certain number of lines of text and those lines of text are commands to the computer to perform a certain particular task, and the computer follows those commands and processes those commands to complete the task assigned by the user. After that, in the 1980s came the graphical user interface, which is the latest user interface present till now. Now what happens is graphical user interface is the user can interact with the machine by means of various graphical icons and visual notations rather than the primitive lines of text or primitive commands. Now user interface design is a hot cake nowadays in the market. Various companies hire graduates for this post. Now user interface design comprises of two steps. The first one is prototyping and the second one is simulation. In the prototyping process, the developers, they design the user interface, and in the simulation process there are certain professionals who test the user interface from the user point of view, and they find what are the faults that a user may find while using that user interface. Okay, so you can always apply for a user interface designer post in any renowned IT company. So that was all for this video. Like it if you like this video, share it among your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. And also press the bell icon to get notified about any future content. Thank you.